We begin today's press review with Uganda's Daily Monitor, which says the Ugandan government has denied partnering with Israel to host thousands of African migrants who have been ordered to leave the Middle East country within 90 days. During a telephone interview with the Daily Monitor, Uganda's State Minister in charge of International Affairs, Henry Oryem Okello, said that Israel should explain how they reached the decision. The minister's denial comes hardly a day after media reports that Israel's government has issued a notice for thousands of African migrants to leave the country or face imprisonment. Reports indicate the migrants, about 38,000, who are mostly from Eritrea and Sudan, will be given the option of going to their respective home countries, to Uganda or to Rwanda. They say to have gone to Israel to seek asylum after fleeing persecution and conflict, but authorities regard them as economic migrants. We now head to Gabon and take a look at Gabon Review. With a gross domestic product growth of 2.1% and a trade balance per GDP of negative 10.2%, Gabon was ranked 38th in Africa and 130th globally of the Forbes Best Countries for Business in 2018, ahead of neighboring Cameroon, which came at the 41st position at the continental level. With a population of 1.8 million inhabitants, the country is charged with a public debt or GDP of 43%, an unemployment rate of 28%, and an inflation rate of 2.1%. The Forbes report indicates that Gabon has a per capita income 4 times higher than most countries in sub-Saharan Africa, but due to high income inequality, a large part of the population remains poor. In fact, commercial freedom, investor protection, individual freedom, tax burdens, and corruption are obstacles to the attractiveness of Gabon to foreign investors. According to Forbes magazine, the study is carried out on the basis of reviews and comparisons of compiled data from the Heritage Foundation, World Economic Forum, International Transparency, House of Liberty, World Bank, Central Intelligence Agency, and Property Rights Alliance. And finally, Iran Online is talking about Ethiopia's announcement to release political prisoners. According to Ethiopia's Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn, the move is meant to allow for political dialogue, though it's still unclear exactly who will be released or when it will take place. Amnesty International welcomed Haile Mariam's announcement, saying it could signal the end of an era of bloody repression in Ethiopia. The political prisoners include opposition activists from the Amhara and Oromia regions, which were at the center of anti-government protests in 2015 and 2016. It's, however, difficult to know exactly how many political prisoners there are, but media reports indicate that about 1,000 are held under the country's anti-terrorism proclamation, including high-profile leaders from the opposition.